everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Satoshi Sean. Glad you're here. Glad to be hanging out with you. If it's your first time here, please hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications. I try to get out as much content as I can every week, whether that's news, like with the Crypto Lunch Break, Crypto Meme Review, Truth Tuesday, just shows. Truth Tuesday is every Tuesday. Shows in two parts. First half is on Litecoin Lisa's channel, and then we jump over to my channel for the second half. Also, you can check me out on different channels like World Blockchain Roundtable every Thursday. On that, it's on Dragon Chain on Thursdays at 10 Central, 11 Eastern, US Canada time. Also, please leave a comment, whether you're a new subscriber or old subscriber. Please crush the like button. Really helps me out. To also every crypto lunch break and every meme review, I give away crypto. All you have to do to be registered to win is subscribe and leave a comment. So you can go back and leave comments on all the videos since the last giveaway, and I just use a random comment picker to pick the winner, and that's it. So today, let's jump into what I want to do a review on. It's Decarbonize is the name of the project. Not a ton of really exciting stuff in the space recently, so I haven't been really going over a lot of things. A friend of mine asked me to take a look at this, and he knows that I am always been very excited about anything that's going to disrupt the energy industry and also give sovereignty to people. That's the basic thing about crypto that I love, is giving people sovereignty over their money. And I think this is going to be a huge revolution for people in general, for us humans here on Earth, is to get energy independence or energy sovereignty, and give that power once again back to the individuals. The thing is, there's a lot of barriers to it, but I think blockchain is like tailor-made and perfect for this. I always have for years and years. So let's kind of jump into it. Let me jump over to Decarbonize and let's fix the presentation so you're not staring at my giant head and you can see a little better. There's a little explainer video that's like about a minute long. I'm going to play that first.
Skyrocketing energy prices and the deepening environmental crisis are two of the most dire challenges humanity has to deal with today. Decarbonize revolutionizes the global energy markets with a disruptive model that allows every household and business to produce their own green energy. Token holders receive high-quality renewable energy installations against a small collateral in the climate-positive PNE token, which also yields additional community rewards over time. Excess energy produced is fed back to the grid, for which Decarbonize receives royalties from traditional electricity providers. After a certain period has expired, investors keep the energy installations forever and receive back their collateral. Decarbonize offers a multitude of advantages, from lower electricity prices and an environmentally sustainable operational model to multiple token rewards for community members. We democratize green energy through the first climate-positive crypto ecosystem. Join us today.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack, and I want to try to get through this in a timely manner, kind of quick. But I want to make sure to go over everything so you have a decent understanding. Also, I'm not your dad. I'm not your financial advisor. Always do your own research. I do think this is a really interesting project. So there's links below to everything. You should, go check it out. I think it does bear checking out, if that doesn't sound right. But so I think that we are going to, obviously, we're going to have to make a push towards green energy. I think that it's very important, like I said, just for sovereignty and independence, which we really haven't been able to do, like forever. There's certain things that, people could have done, is like heat your home with, wood or something like that. But But when it comes to basically any kind of modern and modern, I mean, we're going back to the 40s, the 50s. Any kind of electricity kind of thing, or any kind of modern convenience, you really didn't have the ability to have a sovereignty or to take that uh, into your own hands. Um, and what's another thing I think that's pushing this is people don't realize how much of an impact um, the electricity costs uh, affect all of us. Even if you don't, um, even if you want to like live off grid, it's still going to affect you. Um, I've been looking at some. Let me get my notes here because I have a lot of notes on a lot of stuff. So over the electricity is up over 300%. The cost has skyrocketed. Where I live in the U.S. in Texas, we used to have some of the cheapest electric in the world. I mean, like rivals, you rural China and and Siberia. It was like 6.5 cents, 7 cents a kilowatt hour. Now I'm paying like 18 cents, which I mean it's almost three times as much. And the thing is, though, with a lot of people feeling that pinch, I'm feeling the pinch. We're trying so much harder to conserve energy and to use less, but the bill is still much, much more. And one of the crazy things is that electric usage is up like 300% more than it used to be. So people are needing so much more electricity, even though prices are going up. And with the push for things like electric cars, these are massive, massive costs that are going to just force people to use more and more electricity as we move away from like fossil fuels and things like that. Which, the irony is that a lot of electricity right now, it's I have the numbers actually. We're going to look it up, but it's like 80% or 90% of the world's energy is like gas, coal, and natural gas. Nuts. So, um, but as those costs go up, that the those costs get pushed to the consumer, and it affects everything because it affects production of all goods and services, transportation, delivery. All those costs get pushed back to the consumer, to you and to me. It's like I said, even if you're going to live off grid and uh, and not even have electricity, still all of your other things that you have to purchase, those costs are going to move to that. So if you have, which we have worldwide now, growing inflation with what's happened over the past few years, the energy costs going up really just, it's like, pardon the term, but pouring gasoline on the fire. Um, so it is the worst thing possible for inflation. All right, let's see here. Let me go on the website. So meet Decarbonize. We revolutionize the gigantic global energy markets with a disruptive model that allows every household and business to produce their own green energy independently at low cost, risk-free, and almost importantly, to go beyond carbon neutrality and become climate positive. Now, not to get like, political and all the big picture stuff, but all those these energy initiatives, they have goals by like 2050 and so on. Everything's behind. All those things are way, way behind. Um, I think one of the biggest reasons is because the barrier to entry is so high, and it's so difficult for people to get into green energy. I've had people out at my house. I've looked at it, and it's the costs are just so huge in the short term. The You can't argue the savings and the cost in the long term because it's free. It's the sun, it's the air, it's wind, um, and those don't cost anything. But getting started um, is what's the big problem, and that is one of the biggest things about Decarbonize that I like, because That's one of their main focuses. It's not just trying to, like other projects I've seen that just try to kind of work on the system and get a little foothold in there, or just try to like be part of the legacy system. This is a big paradigm shift. It's a big vision, very bold vision, to move like 90% of the population to green energy, to this. Um, okay. Um, all right, let me just go into here. All right. Now, their private sale is starting in 51 days, so you can check that out. The private sale is going to be a big discount. I think it's like half off what their token is going to be. So they're democratizing the world's biggest industry, which some could argue it's the biggest monopoly. And energy companies really do kind of have a stranglehold on everyone, on the world, giving everyone the power to produce their own green energy at little to no risk with their state-of-the-art renewable energy installations. See, this is a hardware solution as well as a blockchain solution for the usage of green energy. That's the difference that I've seen with this project. It's much bigger than other projects that I've seen in the past years, where it's just kind of a distribution network or something like that. That's just a part of it, and the ecosystem. So their investors receive high quality renewable energy installations for free. High quality renewable energy installations for free. That's the biggest thing I think here. So it's easier for people to get started against a small collateral in the deflationary PNE token. So you got to get the PNE token, and then you lock it up, and which yields additional community rewards over time. Also, your bills are a lot cheaper. No initial investment. You produce your own green energy. I'll also be able to support electric vehicles on the scale of this. And you get passive token rewards. All right. So here's what I was talking about. Between the 1980s and 2018, net electric consumption has increased by over 300%. And the prices have increased dramatically just in like 3 years. Mine has tripled. Especially recent, towards the end of 2021, businesses and end consumers are the ones carrying most of that cost. Like I talked about, those costs are distributed throughout the entire economy. The energy market is gigantic and will continue to expand at a rapid rate as demand for energy intensive products and services is bound to increase. Everything is just increasing. Like I said, if we push towards more electric cars, that is one of the hugest increases in electric consumption that we'll have. And here's another thing, is their focus on making things simple, easy installation, plug and play, kind of simple things. Plugins are becoming increasingly more popular, and multiple environmental challenges. 100% green energy, climate positive rewards for energy efficient behavior, support plugins like electric vehicles, and blackout protection. That's another thing that I think was one of the best parts of solar and storable energy, is the protection against blackouts and brownouts or whatever. Okay. Their mission is to go beyond carbon neutrality. They plan on generating a positive environmental net impact through production of high output renewable energy, which will be much higher than their negative footprint. The revenue generated through the sale, now this is a big part of it, and this is where it gets kind of more macro, is through these CO2 certificates. Decarbonize will be eligible and will be reinvesting that into strengthening the PNA token through token buybacks and investments in the ecosystem. Special conditions and discounts for token holders, community incentives like token cashbacks, and it's a deflationary token. Infinite scalability. I think we're going to go down that to this. Can be scaled infinitely, more installations and token holders. It can produce exponentially higher energy compared to the incurred cost. With their software solutions, they're able to offer a wide variety of additional energy-related services for the future. It's an ERC20, which when Ethereum goes to POS, it's going to really help with the energy consumption. Utility token and token supply is 240 million. The ICO, they're doing 120. Now the ICO price is going to be half a euro. But the private sale, which is coming up, is going to be a quarter euro. So it's 50%. And then the pre-sale will be 3.375 euro. I don't know how to say that in euros. And then half a euro for the main sale. Roadmap will go over. Let me go. The one pager, it's very short. I actually need to go to the no. All right, let's go to the white paper. Decarbonize provides investors with high-quality renewable energy installations, such as solar panels and air source heat pumps for free. That's just so weird and crazy to actually say. Heat pumps, source heat pumps for free. Token holders deposit a small collateral in the ecosystem, native token, and receive full exploitation rights and installation. Okay, I had to turn that off. Hold on a sec. At the end of a predefined amortization schedule, I think it's supposed to be, but investors can claim ownership on the installations or the equipment. Token holders pay for the energy produced and consumed with renewable energy installations up to 80% less compared to the electric provider. Take a big step forward in becoming carbon neutral. At the same time, investors in Decarbonize get access to a favorable conditions regarding their energy prices, the services they have access to, as well as future projects that will be initiated. Furthermore, token holders receive various rewards for interacting within the ecosystem and for holding their token, their collateral, similar to staking rewards. So you have no initial investment or recurring payments as a lease for owning the renewable energy installations. It does annoy me that they keep calling it installations for the hardware equipment. So up to 80% lower costs on your energy compared to the market average. Stable prices throughout the customer's life cycle. Now, support for installation and maintenance. That's another thing. They're going to make it very plug and play, and they need to make it super easy. But they are going to have customer service and help on that. And if it's on a larger scale, like a company or something like that, they have dedicated people that are going to help with that, as well as contractors that will be able to do the really super technical installations on that. They said that I read through. This is a big white paper. It's 69 pages long. So it's a big white paper that you can read through. 100% carbon neutral energy. Decarbonize will be eligible for the issuance of CO2 certificates as zero impact venture throughout the European Union or EU, which will be used to further strengthen the ecosystem and reward token holders. So the more the ecosystem expands and the higher the amount of greenhouse emissions that get reduced, because the bigger it gets, the more emissions are reduced. So then they get more certificates. So the revenue stream, it's like coming from lots of different places. The more CO2 certificates the project receives, which means they can make more money selling them and then reinvest that into the project, and should increase the price of the token because they're buying back and burning. You can produce your own energy, thus becoming energy independent or having energy sovereignty, as I like to say. You get rewarded for any excess energy you produce. This is a really big deal. So you produce more energy than you use. You get rewarded for that excess energy you produce, and you feed back to the network. And then now this is another thing, I don't know if it's here, but they can sell that back to the electric providers. Now that's another way that these kind of unscrupulous energy providers can basically, screw you, because they could say, I mean, what are you going to do? You have a house, you have a home, and you have excess energy. They could say, we'll give you nothing. We'll give you a nickel, and there's not much you can really do about it because it's a monopoly. There's no one competing for it. So in the EU, they've made like certain minimums so that the energy companies can't do that to you. They have to pay a certain amount for the energy that you produce, which is cool. Feedback to the network. Various rewards in the native PNE token. Blackout protection, allowing up to 99% uptime during network outages, which is a huge thing for, especially for, I mean, it's nice for people, but for like companies and like that provide services or, IT kind of stuff, that's a big deal that there can be these network outages. Incentive mechanisms for energy efficient behavior, you just get rewarded. And they're yours forever. Once the amortization period is expired, the user acquires full rights to the renewable energy installation, to the stuff. Supporting plugins like electric vehicles, allowing their users to get lower cost energy for what they consume. Let me go to my notes here. So we did that. Okay. So you can see it's a huge project, big goals, not just one little small thing like the distribution, or it's everything, and it's on a global scale. What am I going to next? Let's check. What is 16? Oh, these are those numbers I was telling you. So we got coal, oil, and natural gas. That's what, 60%, 84%. 84% are non-renewable, kind of dirty stuff. Hydroelectric is 6%, and nuclear energy is 4%. So renewable energy right now is only 5%. This market is so untapped, and that's been the big problem. Is we need something simple, and we need something relatively inexpensive, because like I said, you can't argue with the long-term savings. Nobody can argue with that, but it's getting started, which is so difficult. Okay, 16. Where am I supposed to go next? Was 24. What is it here? Okay. So Decarbonize, democratizing renewable energy, blockchain platform, SDG compliant, deflationary token, green energy investments, issuing of the CO2 certificates, and access to renewable energy. I read through this thing already, so I should have took better notes. Oh, okay, 24. Creates world first zero impact blockchain energy ecosystem powered by a disruptive model that removes the entry barrier for households. Biggest thing, in my opinion, that's the biggest thing. Households and businesses toward their energy independence and becoming a catalyst for the global paradigm shift. I used the word paradigm shift before I even read the white paper, so good on them for using the word. But towards a sustainable energy future, the model combines both hardware and software solutions together, as well as utilizes the power of blockchain technology and democratizes an industry that has been and continues to be dominated by large-scale companies exercising one-sided power, allowing them to impose national monopolies on a global scale. The project lowers the cost for consumers dramatically and allows them to become fully carbon neutral, and pushes the adoption of renewables to new heights at little or no risk for the consumers. Furthermore, Decarbonize tackles the issues with electricity and heating by allowing the full abandonment of non-sustainable energy sources. such as coal, wood, oil, gas, through their substitution with high-tech heat pumps. All right. Decarbonize in its own deflationary utility token, empowering its holders with various community incentives. The project tackles an already gigantic market, which is yet to fully unfold. Like I said, the market is so untapped. It's 4%. 4%. Project will democratize green energy production by providing investors with renewable energy installations such as solar panels, solar panels, and air source heat pumps for free. God, that's insane. Every investor who qualifies will receive a high-tech heat pump and a photovoltaic, there's no N, photovoltaic installation with exceptionally high production capabilities that can cover the energy demands most of the time of every household or business. The products are up to the highest standards in the sector and of the utmost quality, as well as offer the longest time frames for exploitation or use. They provide both household projects, high energy demands, enough generation capacity to cover their needs. Decarbonize offers a rich product gamma that suits the needs of every household and business. Multiple variables such as the location of the customer, the size of the establishment, and average energy demands are taken into account before the renewable energy generators are supplied. Installation complexity varies depending on the scale and type of the installation. Like I said, the size of what you're gonna need. Most users, such as households, which is what the big thing I think is, or will be, such as households, will be able to easily set up the installation through a plug-and-play methodology. Some businesses and larger scale products will receive help by contracted companies or Decarbonize directly. The goal is to allow consumers to utilize the installations effectively in order to maximize their output and also make it as cheap as possible. Through the software application of Decarbonize that are integrated into the hardware installations data and will be gathered and analyzed to enable further adjustments. These installations will allow households and businesses to dramatically lower their energy costs while becoming carbon-free at little or no risk, which is otherwise created by the initial investment. In hardware, the opportunity costs of research on how efficiently set these up. The planned cost savings are based on the long experience of the Decarbonize team in installing and maintaining these for both individual households and larger scale like businesses. Furthermore, the Decarbonize team will assist ecosystem stakeholders with manual installation of the energy generators for a certain fee paid in PNE tokens, more utility. Large-scale projects will be the particular target group of this initiative. The first stage of their ecosystem development, Decarbonize will offer direct installation support in the DACH area, with plans to expand throughout Europe and internationally as soon as possible. The installation will be expanded throughout multiple countries as new certified partners join the Decarbonize ecosystem on a franchise basis. So that's just a little thing in this white paper, but that once again is another income stream to start selling these franchises. If you look at, I don't know about other countries, but like Roto-Rooter, and there's so many like contractor for these kind of things, franchises throughout the United States. It's a huge moneymaker. The renewable energy installations are connected to the grid in order to feed any excess energy produced back to the network. That energy is distributed by other users in the grid, and in turn, the network provider pays a royalty to the owner of the installation. Multiple European countries have introduced certain legislation requiring the electricity suppliers operating them to pay for a baseline minimum amount of renewable energy that is produced and fed back to the network by the consumers. Since the installations will be initially owned by Decarbonize, electric providers will be essentially paying Decarbonize for the excess energy. that users of the ecosystem are supplying back to their network. Investors will receive the full exploitation rights on the installations and will utilize them for the production of green energy costs that is up to 80% lower. P&E token holders will further get additional price advantages to the tokenomics of the P&E token. Such buyback fees, cashbacks will as well from the rewards. Sorry, there's a little hiccup there. I just did the whole review, went over everything in the white paper, and like half the video just was lost. So I'm picking up here where it kind of, I think we got lost. I'm trying to go through this quick and not read the same stuff over and over, go over the same things. So bear with me when I'm trying to go quick, but I'm trying to make sure I get all the information. Like I said before, you should really do your own research on this and check it out. There'll be links below to everything. The percentage of the profit derived from this activity will be invested in token buybacks and burning, reducing the overall supply of the native utility token over time, which should increase the value of the deposits of investors. Another percentage will be dedicated towards green energy investments in projects with exception ROI and SROI, which is social return on investment relating to all non-financial returns from project's activity. Then here, through an ingenious software system that's integrated into the renewable energy generators, Decarbonize will dramatically adjust the pricing of energy produced. Every user will have full transparency, obviously because it's blockchain, regarding how the price is formed. This also allows Decarbonize to take into account any changes in the rank of a user within the ecosystem and automatically implement any cost savings for them. For example, a user advancing in a new rank can have their current discount increase from like 15% to 20%. The renewable energy installations by Decarbonize can further be used to produce renewable energy to power up electric cars at a lower cost than the publicly available stations. God, that's so cool. Think about it if you can like make your own gas now, and your gas would be like half the price of the gas station. That's just it's cool time we live in, man. The publicly available stations, as well as without the need to have this station currently available. With more and more cars, the infrastructure that is currently set up will be challenged, and the convenience of powering up your vehicle with your own energy will become a staple in the foreseeable future. If we move towards more electric cars, I read something that like even if like 1% of the population or moved towards everyone had electric cars, just 1%, the stations wouldn't be able to handle it. The infrastructure just isn't there. You have to like wait in line or like make an appointment to charge your car. It's nuts. So you're having, once again, that sovereignty, autonomy, and have it yourself. It's not just nice. It's going to be, like I said, a stable, something you really, really need. So no initial investment is required. Users get their installations as well as a full guide on how to set them up for free. Man. Further optimization suggestions and advanced insight on how to maximize the energy production are provided on a regular basis through the blockchain platform. No recurring payments. This is not a lease contract, and we are not renting out the installations or the equipment. You can get them for free. So it's just weird that it's so straightforward. You can get them for free and do not have to pay any incurring costs. You simply pay for the energy produced with them, which is paid for in P&E tokens at a fixed rate, guaranteeing up to 80% lower cost compared to what customers of traditional electric suppliers pay. See, this is what can actually get people to move towards green energy solutions, man. This is like that's real. You know, people will do that to save money. Users can give up on their renewable energy installations, or God, it annoys me, that word, if they do not wish to use them by transferring the rights to another qualified user. of the ecosystem. Their deposit is immediately released upon full transition of ownership. Any costs incurred with the deinstallation and the installation of the generators is shared among the users. So once again, no risk. Without initial investment and commitment, there is no risk for the customer. It's your energy, you made it, you own it. All energy produced is yours to use. Energy independence. You can cover up to 100% of your energy needs with sustainable green energy produced by you, depending on the season and your location. Any excess energy is fed back to the network, which the electricity supplier or provider pays for to decarbonize. So Decarbonize reinvests a sizable percentage of the profit back to the ecosystem development. The user is additionally rewarded. Now, see, that's actually where they put it in the white paper. So if you overproduce, you produce more energy than you use, it goes back to the electric provider. Since Decarbonize at the beginning technically owns the hardware, they get paid by the electric provider, and then the user is additionally rewarded with higher fee cash back from Decarbonize ecosystem for supplying their excess energy. Lower cost in light of the recent rising electricity cost and the decrease in the cost of renewable energy. We're able to offer consumers a savings up to 80% of the utility bill they get from their traditional electricity provider. Furthermore, Decarbonize will offer much more stable prices compared to the current market, which as of late has nearly doubled, tripled for me, the electric prices in some countries. This offers a much higher degree of reliability, both for households and businesses. It also enables better cost planning for businesses that have sensitivity to price structure due to their fundamental dependency on energy consumption. Fully sustainable user produce 100% green energy, which allows them to become carbon free, a concept that is becoming more and more important internationally and is expected to even yield additional benefits in the likes of certifications. These certifications can be especially useful for, see, this is all company stuff and like more macro. I don't think people care as much about carbon neutrality. They care about cost. Encouraging energy efficient behavior, the decarbonized ecosystem will incentivize users to become CO2 neutral. Here's where they flip that, like what I just said, through various mechanisms such as gamification, rewards, and an app that tracks and rewards energy efficient and sustainable behavior. See, that's real world, real consumer stuff right there. Supporting electric vehicle households. The installations of Decarbonize are perfectly suitable and can generate enough energy to allow users to directly charge their electric vehicles, which we went over, which is a big deal. Blackout protection, especially useful for IT companies and other businesses. Their installations provide protection against blackouts that can cause operational issues and result in losses, money losses. This functionality will be made available in additional cost to the high technical requirements involved. So it's not going to be like for regular consumers. Yours forever. Once the amortization period is expired, the user acquires the full rights on the renewable energy installation. Why do they use that word? The deposited amount of P&E tokens, which serves as collateral for the duration of the usage of the renewable energy installation, is released back to the user. All right. I could read and read on. We've got to stop. We'll go down to 59, but it's not 59 because I found that out when I read the last one. There's a cool graph compared to other ones, which is, you can, like I said, I'm going to leave a link below just straight to the white paper, but you can get there from the main page. Like I said, it's 2.0 Ethereum. It's a ERC20 on the Ethereum network. Just compares it to BSC because one of the biggest thing is the cost for transactions. While currently the Binance Smart Chain outperforms Ethereum by a large margin in some of the most important factors such as cost per transaction and speed, new Ethereum 2.0 is expected to outperform its current rival. Now let's look at the roadmap because the roadmap is kind of nuts, man. It's fast. When I read through this, it kind of was very surprising. So November of last year, the official white paper released and the ICO company was incorporated. In December, they are approaching the private sale investors, or private investors, not private sale, because that's what's coming up. Private investors and VCs, technical development, smart contract, investor dashboard, and the ICO website, and they have the smart contract audit. So kind of a big gap there between December and April. In April is when they're going to start the private sale, which is half off of the token. You can, all this stuff's on the main page of the website, and that is in April. And then community building and marketing start. Then in June, the start of the pre-sale, which was 0.35 euro per token in June, and then August is when they start the main sale, a bounty campaign, and airdrop. So we're so early on this, it being February. So, but definitely, I would just get involved, get in the community, sign up. They're going to have an airdrop. So even if you're not going to take part in the pre-sale, or if there's things you can't, just sign up for that airdrop, man. October. Jesus, so fast. Conclusion of the main sale, listing on exchanges, start of the blockchain development, distribution of renewable energy installations to qualified investors. That's what blew my mind. This year, in October, they're going to conclude the main sale and list on exchanges. That's fast. That itself is quick. And then distribution of the renewable energy installations to qualified investors. So they're going to ship out some hardware to some of the qualified investors in October. That is nuts. Now it's not like spread usage. I think it's more for like Q1 testing and development of the ecosystem. But still, that they're going to be starting that then is so fast. Q1 testing and development of the ecosystem. Q2 initiation of the next phase of the Decarbonize ecosystem development. So yeah, like nowish, or like April's, like April next year is when they're going to start the really get things started on a bigger scale. And then Q3 start the development of the native zero impact blockchain and cryptocurrency. That is crazy fast. So that is basically it for Decarbonize. Like I said, it's very interesting. I think it I really like it. Personally, I think that we're going to have to move this way. It's kind of like, when the vehicle was invented, they didn't try to like add stuff to the horse. It was a whole different thing. It was a whole paradigm shift, which I think a lot of projects have been just kind of way too small, thinking too small, and not. It has to be something huge and cover all those bases to get the masses to move. This, I think, is a great, bold plan to get the masses to move. So like I said, links below to everything. Make sure you leave a comment so you're registered to win yourself some crypto. It was good hanging out with you guys. I hope you will hit the like button and I've earned your subscription. But you guys take care, and I will see y'all in the next video.